it's Malco Jojo here. I was going to do another little video. I had a question about character creation. Here we have my villains. So yeah, I don't really know where a lot of the character stuff comes from. There's a certain times where it just leaps out at me, and other times I really have no clue. I just think the head sculpt's cool, and I get the head sculpt and grab it and figure it out later. Case in point, the demon here. She was just like, oh, I like that head sculpt. I think it's really cool. I really like the sculpt. The eyes are great. And so I grabbed it, but I had no idea who she'd be in the story. Same with our friend here. Oh, there we go. Who I'm still not 100% sure about. I think she's a villain, but that may turn around. She's German, I know that much, but I don't know what's going on yet. With Janice here, I had the figure before I got back into doing like the story and everything. She was on a different body, very thin body, and she was just some guard person, essentially, for this warehouse. And I really liked the head sculpt, and I saw another creator who had the head sculpt and was taking these fantastic photos with her. I'll put a link in the bio, or a link for their bio in the video. But you know, he had her on a Bison body, and I was like, I got to do that because I really love the head sculpt. But the body was, you know, a jointed kind of stick body, and so I put her on this Bison, and you know, lo and behold, very cool, you know, character. With this one, it was a cheap head sculpt from Amazon, and I was like, oh, you know what? It's cheap. I'm going to experiment with hair cutting and painting. So I chopped her hair in this crazy asymmetrical style, which I really liked, and did the zoom in here, the makeup on her. So that's how Danuta was formed. Basically like a right hand for Elkie. And then, you know, same with this one. At this point I was working with demons and whatnot, and she looked very aloof and kind of like nonplussed, basically. Did not really care. And so I'm like, oh, that's perfect for a demonic presence. And then other people, like dude in the back here, that was a head sculpt that I bought. Was, you know, of course he's going to be a bad guy, so just stuck him on this body. But yeah, a lot of the times I'll just like the head sculpt, and I'll grab the head sculpt, and you know, I'll work it out later. And there are some cases where that worked out really well, like the, you know, the Janice example. Put her on a you know, Bison body, looks fantastic. Other times it didn't work out. One of which was I really liked this head sculpt for Claire. And I was like, oh, I'll get this body. And so I got the body, but as you can see pretty well, the tone didn't match, the skin tone. And so, you know, I was like, oh, well, I'll just get a different body and get a different head for the body. That's how Olivia came to be. And when I first had it, was basically Olivia was just wearing regular outfits, and she was just somebody who was helping Cindy learn about magic and stuff. And next thing you know, she's this full-on, fully developed character who's 100 years old, and she's this, you know, grand witch and all this kind of stuff, which was not planned at all. Same with Zampa here. I had her on a different body, a small body, and then basically killed her off in this story. And then I was like, but I really like the head sculpt, so I don't want her to be dead. So I just brought her back and had her, be brought back by Poe, essentially, and the gang, and she got a different body and all that. It's pretty disturbing seeing Olivia's head off like that. With this one, it was supposed to be a winking head sculpt, and I'm like, that looks like kind of strange. Like, I don't know how this, winking head sculpt, I guess if you were doing cheesy cheesecake photos of a figure, that would be good, have her in bikini or whatever, just like, she's winking at you. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, what would be good is a scar and make it so her eye is damaged. So I did that, and it worked out great. I really like how it worked out, and she's been a very interesting character to date. So yeah, it really depends on just how I'm feeling and everything else. And there's some characters that start out bad and became good. Some characters like the aforementioned Elkie are no more, just because I've rotated them out of the deal. And there's people who just are bulletproof, like Cindy and the like, that just will never go away. But yeah, when I first started out, I wasn't doing a story, so I didn't have any kind of character stuff going on. And it was just one of those things where, it's kind of craft as I go. And sometimes that changes. This head sculpt I got specifically to be an FBI agent for my friend's, just, kind of dovetailing off my friend's story. I'll put another link in there for that one. And then, there's people like Dennis here. It was just another thing where I had seen somebody else use the Hagrid head sculpt. And so I just made him like this kind of lovable, kind of hippie guy who lives in town and works at this coffee shop. And that's been great. Paige here, the pink hair. Same kind of thing. There's just like, oh, that's head sculpt is cute with the pink hair. I did not realize, let me see if I can get in here, that her hair was so long when I got it, but it worked out. And she's very specific. Like with the pink hair, I had her wear all pink clothes all the time. Pretty much that's her deal. And yeah, so that's basically it. I don't really, most of the time I just kind of craft as I go. And it's just based on, the head that I like and, how that plays out. Let me see, I'm trying to get this other guy to stand up here. Same thing happened with this. It was basically like an inexpensive head sculpt that I saw and I got it. And then he was going to be a bad guy. Excuse me. Allergies are horrible today. He was going to be a bad guy, and then it was just like, oh, you know what? He's going to be the police chief actually now. And so it's just like, it really is just a crapshoot. I don't really go the opposite way, meaning I don't say, except for in this case, I usually don't say, I need this type of character and then look for the head sculpt. Most of the time it's, I see the head sculpt, I like it and I get it. And then once it comes, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll figure that out and see what comes of it later. I guess another one I did was I got the cheap sculpt to do my clown girl here. So she's not focusing. Let me see if I can put her down, focus it. But that was specifically purchased for this project. So I got two of the same head, and then I used one and painted it and then left the other one plain. And that way I was able to bounce back and forth between her being her clown persona and her being her normal self. And then I did that cool thing with this one where I bought a bunch of these hair pieces and yanked the hair off the figure, which is a little harder to do than I thought it was going to be. And and then purchased these hair pieces. And so I wanted to tell, there's somebody who got it and said, oh, it doesn't fit at all, this is horrible. But they didn't take the old hair off. So there's basically, you get this whole scalp. Let me see if I can show you. Saw it here live, folks. So you get this whole scalp piece that goes, there we go. So you buy this whole piece, this wig, essentially, and you put it on the figure like that. So it just fits on like a hat on the figure. Worked really well. So I have like a bunch of these. I had to stop myself from buying them. I have, I think, 3 different hair pieces for her clown personas, and they have a ton of them, and it works great. You do have to pull the hair off though, and it just pops right on like a little hat. So stuff like that was specifically purchased for that project. And that's pretty much it. Yes, I usually get the head and then craft a character. I have someone coming who I had no idea. I didn't even know why I got it, actually. I think I just was going crazy as usual with my character creation, which I really love doing. And I just get these heads sometimes, and then, you know, it's like I come out of a fugue state and it's like, why did I order another head? So she is coming soon, and she is a little surprise character. And that's it. So yeah, a lot of it is just get the head and then come up with the character later. I think I might have done the characters first with the Oakdale paranormal folks. A similar situation to the FBI agent here. And then Lizzie was another one that I just kind of got the head sculpt and then crafted the character after. And part of that character crafting has been clothing. I don't want this to go on for too much longer, but there are certain people that wear certain clothes, and I just keep them in bags. Janice. This is all Janice's clothes. And as for basically the people who are very, wear very specific items. So Lizzie here, with her style, no one else will ever wear this outfit. Whereas, you know, there's other ones where it's like, oh, you know, this is a dress or whatever, so that's fine. Other people can wear it. But yeah, there's very specific outfits for a lot of these folks. No one ever wears Olivia's outfits. Oh, there's my finger. This will never be worn by anybody else. This Zampa's outfit tends to only be worn by Zampa. You know, things like that. So a lot of these people have their own bags. Heather is the same way. The aforementioned Paige, she has specific outfits as well. And so I just keep them in those outfits, but other people will just wear different shirts and stuff. So you know, they're not as easily recognizable, but that's part of the character as well, right? You know, Paige always wears pink, and there's a bunch of pink outfits that she only wears. So, and even Gabby, you know, this outfit, no one else wears, these jeans and stuff. And so, you know, that's very character specific. With Dennis here, it's harder because of his belly and stuff. I have to get kind of specific things. So he always wears these pants because they're the pants that fit the best with Mr. Belly here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the cast of characters and how I go about doing that. So yeah, in the future, please let me know what else you'd like to see, because I love making these videos, and sometimes I just need a topic. So thanks to Phantom and James for today's topic.